The semi living, semi individual existence. The Bible tells us about such an existence also. Do you know the story of Esau and Jacob? Genesis 25th chapter 21-22 verses reads, Rebekah became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her. The King James Version of the Bible renders it as the children struggled together within her. Why did the children struggle within the womb of Rebekah? Were they having a dispute? On what issue did they disagree with each other? Did they know anything? Did they understand anything? They didn't even know who they were. Were they persons? Were they individuals? They were not even completely formed. They were not persons. Were they then just matter or mass? Of course not. They would not struggle with each other if they were just two lumps of lifeless matter. Two lumps of clay put into one box would never struggle with each other. What then shall we call them? Individuals or lumps of mass? They were neither of these two. They were neither two lumps of lifeless matter nor two individuals. They were in between the two states of existence. They were not individuals, and they were struggling. For what? Because of some inexpressible agony in them. Both of them wanted to come out of the womb first. The struggle became more defined and expressed as their individuality became mature and perfect, and as they reached their final form. Here we learn that even incomplete and unformed semi individuals do struggle for their undefined and unexpressed agony. That was the state and the stature of that eternal darkness. God is the personification of all good qualities. So, He is always joyful, but as the darkness is the opposite of everything that God is. The darkness was always full of agony. It was full of agony not only because it had to negate the joy that was in God, but also because of its unfulfilled need. The darkness wanted to have a perfect personality so that it could express itself. There was hatred, hypocrisy, jealousy, and stupidity in the darkness that were craving to express themselves. The negative qualities they separately wanted to express themselves, and if they should express themselves, then they must have had individuality. So, understandably, the eternal darkness was struggling to secure an individuality for itself. At this point, there was only one individual in the cosmos, and it was God. So the darkness was trying to enter into God. But God knew that the darkness would only destroy the beauty of His character if it was allowed to enter into Him. God didn't want to spoil His own beauty of character. So He put this darkness away from His holy presence willfully, intelligently, and determinately. This was the original holiness of God. This is why we say God was holy even before the universe was created or even before the ages started. At that point in time, there was nothing and no one to manifest God as relatively holy. So God manifested His holiness by determinately and constantly driving away the darkness from Him. That is exactly why the Bible tells us God is light in Him. There is no darkness at all. If the darkness never tried to enter Him, and if the darkness being inside the light was totally impossible and inconceivable, then the statement in 1 John 1st chapter 5th verse would be totally unwarranted, unnecessary, and illogical.